So I'm at LAX right now because in my last video I said I'll give more updates soon on my situation. Basically, I'm not moving. I am moving, just not into that apartment. So last week I didn't really show, but I was in a really bad state. I was a wreck, like crying every day. The apartment, I don't want to go into too much detail about it, but basically it's just not for me at all. I could not stay there. I did not even want to stay there another second, another night. And I've never experienced something like that. Usually I can always make it work, but I just could not here. I knew in my heart I had to get out. And so I bought a plane ticket to go back home last minute. So in a few hours I will be arriving in Oregon to stay with my parents, who are the best. Thank God for them, because if it weren't for them, I would probably, I don't even know where I would be. But I'm going to be staying with them until I figure out my situation. It's so crazy how life can change so fast. I am boarding soon, so I will explain more when I get there. So I'm back home now and my parents are literally the sweetest. I'm so grateful that I get to stay here while I figure things out. Okay, so basically I was in the Philippines for a week and then I came back and then I was moving all week and then I realized that I hated my new apartment, had a mental breakdown, and now I'm here. And it's an extremely unfortunate situation to where I basically have two options. I can either get out of the lease since I just signed it, which I already texted my landlord. She said that she'll talk to her supervisor tomorrow, which is Monday, or I have to stay in the lease and pay a whole year's worth of rent of a place that I literally cannot stand to stay in a second longer. The third option would be to sublease it out if my landlord allows me to do that. So there's a few options, but then the options that I take lead to other options. Like, do I go down there and pick up all my stuff in U-Haul and bring it back up here? Do I leave it in LA? Do I try to find a new place immediately? I can't really move in to a new place right now because I spent so much money already moving to that new place, because, you know, the deposit and first month's rent, and then I still had to pay rent at my old apartment while I was moving. So yeah, I'm basically having a quarter life crisis right now. But again, I'm just so glad I have somewhere to go. Like, my parents' house is the best. I have my own room, so until I figure it out, I'm gonna be here for a while. And I wanted to bring you guys so we could figure it out together, and then I can look back on all of this one day hopefully and just laugh, because in the future I know I'll be in a hopefully a way better situation. Good morning and happy Monday. I am about to start work. Thank God for my job that I work from home, so I just brought all of my work stuff with me and I can work here. But today my landlord should be texting me about what I can do, so hopefully I can get some clarity today. But yeah, of course we'll find out together. So I am out on a run right now and I actually stopped at the tennis courts because I used to come here a lot and play tennis, and then I used to play basketball at the court over there, and it's just so crazy running around and just feeling really nostalgic. But my landlord did not text me back today, unfortunately. I texted her, but maybe she'll reach out tomorrow. I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of just going day by day at this point, and if anything, I should feel grateful that I get to come back to a place like this and can stay with my parents. And today was honestly the first day that I felt truly like at peace in a while. So just gonna enjoy the rest of my run, enjoy the rest of my day, and you know, my problems are still gonna be there when I need to get to them. And it truly is beautiful here. This is the first proper meal I've had in weeks. Good morning. It is a few days later and my landlord just called me. I just got off the phone with her and I'm like shaking right now because I hate how messy my life is right now. But she basically said she's going to put the unit back up for rent and she's going to start, you know, trying to get it rented again. I told her I'm not there right now. I'm back with my parents, and I said it's okay if you want to show the unit, my stuff is just there, but I'll try and have it out as quick as possible. And she said, you know, if I can get the unit rented this month, then you don't have to pay next month's rent. But I definitely do want to get all of my stuff out of there as soon as possible, though. Kind of makes me nervous that they're going to be showing the unit with all of my stuff there, but you know, it's just one thing after another. Like, I've just accepted everything at this point, but I just wanted to give an update, and I will definitely have a talk with my dad later today on what to do next. But yeah, I know I gotta act fast. If I should fly down there and then get a U-Haul and bring everything back up here, or get a storage unit for $150, because a U-Haul is going to be like over $1,000. And I was thinking only just being here for the rest of the year and then come.
Storage unit sounds like. Yeah, because you've got gas and rental on a U-Haul.
Yeah.
And then are you going to rent a U-Haul to get stuff to the storage?
Yeah, and then I'd have to rent a U-Haul anyways. But I mean, that's obviously not going to be as expensive. It's just all these things.
Yeah. Well, I would say storage, you know, for now. Until you get everything figured out.
Okay, so fly down there to the airport, Uber from the airport to my house. From my house, I have to go return my Wi-Fi and then pick up the U-Haul and then bring the U-Haul back to my place, pack everything in the U-Haul, and then bring it to the storage.
Yeah, take the U-Haul back.
And then drive back. Yeah, take the U-Haul back and then drive back that Saturday night. So I just got off work. I am going to work out here in a second, but I don't know if you could understand, but the plan is basically me and my sister are going to fly down on Saturday, get there at noon. I'm going to have to, I mean, yeah, I kind of went through the plan so many times now, but yeah, it's just going to be a very, very crazy weekend. Usually I think I would be freaking out and stressing out right now of all the things that could go wrong, but honestly, I'm still just trying to take it day by day because you know when like the chaos already happened, there's so much chaos happening that you just like, I'm just used to the chaos now. Like it's already chaotic. Like I'm already here. Like it's like, yeah, I just accepted it. So going to drive back here Saturday night. Most likely I'm going to get a hotel for me and my sister to stay at, and then I'll be out of that apartment. That's so crazy. We've made it to LA and we've started packing already because we got to the U-Haul and we realized we only really have 4 hours to pack up everything because the U-Haul closes in like 3 more hours. So here's where we're at. We just got the bed in. We're gonna like take our time, be a little organized, right? She's doing stuff, but yeah, we are packing away. I'll check back later when I have some time. Alright, we are in the U-Haul now. We're making our first stop to the storage unit. I can't remember if I said, but yeah, the U-Haul place closes in now an hour and a half, so we have an hour and a half to unload and return the U-Haul. This is my sister's situation right now. She got my TV. Thank God for her. We were literally like going crazy packing up this whole U-Haul trying to get everything done in time. And there's still not a bunch left, but like we'll probably need to take another load in my car once we drop the U-Haul off. But currently stuck in traffic. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going crazy mode until the U-Haul is dropped off. Once the U-Haul is dropped off, I think we can like I think we can like chill for a second when the U-Haul's dropped off. Like I can like breathe. I'll get you Starbucks.
A little drink to drink.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 boxes to check is the lease.
Okay, we just
Oh God.
we just packed up the storage unit like an hour late. I feel so bad for the people in there. They were getting mad at us, but we really had no choice, and now we're Ubering back to my apartment. Still have a few pit stops to make, but
We did it!
oh
Kind
my
of.
God, I feel so bad. I'm a horrible sister.
Okay.
Just a quick oil change at freaking like 9 p.m. It is like 1 in the morning. I've been driving for like 4 hours now. It's been a little hectic, but I'm gonna try and go as far as I can tonight. Doesn't say I'm gonna get home until like 9:30 in the morning, and I've been up since 7:30 a.m. so we'll see how far I can go. If we have to get a hotel, then you know I'd rather do that than doze off. But yeah, I don't really know where we are right now. My car is packed with clothes. I know it's been a little crazy with vlogging and I haven't done much of it, but we've been going literally nonstop. I will give some updates when I get home. So I just woke up. We got home at like 10 a.m. I passed out and woke back up at 5 p.m., which was much needed, but we haven't really been keeping our parents in the loop, so I'm gonna explain to my dad and to you at the same time. Okay. So it all starts with the flight. We're like trying to go through TSA, and Ashley's passport is not scanning. Like it keeps saying like denied, denied, and we're like, oh my god, what's going on? They had to get their manager. The manager had to go back to the front desk and talk to the people and verify everything. Finally, they let us through. Flight was easy. We land a little early, so we Uber from the airport to the U-Haul. And from the U-Haul, we're like picking up everything. Like, get there at like 1 o'clock. It's 1 o'clock, and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, we close in 4 hours. Like, you need to return this at 5. So I was like, oh my god, like 4 hours? Okay, like, if anything, we'll just pack all the big stuff, start like doing little loads in my car. So we get to the storage unit, and there's like nobody there. Nobody's at the front office. Like, if the door is locked, probably for like 5 minutes we're like calling other people, calling other storage unit. Ashley's on the phone trying to call the public storage, like, what do we do? Like, what, I have a U-Haul that I need to return in an hour, or else I need to pay for another day and return it at 9 in the morning the next day. I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I literally, there were so many times throughout this thing where I was just like, this is it, like, I have to, I give up, I don't know what to do. And then finally he's like, Ashley's like, oh my god, he's coming. Like, the person finally starts coming. It's because he was showing someone else's storage unit. So he lets us in. I'm like, oh thank god, but he's still helping another person, and he's like taking his time, and I'm just like frantically like running around the office. I'm like, is there someone else here? Like, I need to return this U-Haul. And he's like, no, just like give me a second. So then he finally like talks to us and helps us at the storage unit. He was like, oh yeah, like the storage unit you reserved, like it's saying we don't have any more of those. I'm like, of course you don't. Like, what else? What am I supposed to do now? And he's like, well, we can go to the next size up, which is obviously going to be more expensive. I'm like, I have no choice. I have no options at this point. He shows us the space. I'm like, yeah, it's perfect. It's fine. Let's pay. And he's like, oh yeah, by the way, we close at 5. It's 4 o'clock. It's like 4:15.
Yeah.
And we're like, are you kidding me? He's like, we could probably stay till like 5:15 and like let you guys like unpack. But I'm like, I have to return the U-Haul. So me and Ashley drive into the parking lot with the U-Haul after I have my space, unload everything in the parking lot. I'm like, stay here, Ashley, with my stuff. I'm going to go drop off the U-Haul and I'll Uber back to you. I'll be right back. So I leave her in public storage parking lot with all my stuff, and I'm like in 5 o'clock traffic at this point, like driving the U-Haul back to return it. Halfway there, I'm like, I forgot the dolly that I paid for. I paid $7 to rent a dolly. Halfway there, I'm like, I can't turn back around right now. So I get there, I'm like, is there any chance I can return this dolly like somewhere else? He's like, no, you can return it here. You just have 20 minutes left until we close. I'm like, no, you have no idea. I can't do that. He's like, well, then I'm like, can I pay for it? He's like, yeah, for $120 you can buy the dolly. I'm like, $120? So I'm like, I have no option. I can't. Whoa. He's like, or you can bring it back in the morning. I'm like, I'm not gonna be here in the morning. So I'm like, I guess I'll just pay $120 for a new dolly, I guess. So I'm like, I got an Uber back, and there's like, it's taking me like probably 10 minutes for an Uber to like accept my ride. And at this point, it's like 5 o'clock. Like, the place is already closed. Ashley's in the storage unit freaking out by herself. I literally get there at 5:15. He drops me off around the corner. I'm like sprinting. I'm like, it's like a movie. I'm like, Ashley, like, I'm so sorry I left her in there. And then me and Ashley are frantically like just running up and down the elevator, like trying to get everything. And it's a lot of stuff. Wow. Trying to get everything into the storage unit. And it's like 5:45 at this point, and the storage unit alarms are going off. I'm just like, oh my god, like, what am I doing in my forces here? Like, I felt so bad. Like, I could cry thinking about how bad I can't believe that happened. And so finally we're sprinting out of there. U-Haul's leaving and the doors are open for us. We're like sprint out of there. We like hug at the end. I like hug her. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like crying, holding her in my arms. I'm like, so sorry. And then we finally Uber back to my apartment, and I'm like, well, since the storage unit closed at 5, we can't go back in. There's still all this stuff back at my apartment. I go in the apartment, I look at it, there's so much stuff in my apartment still. I'm like, at that point, I was like, I need to give up too. Like, I don't know what to do. There's so many clothes, so much stuff still. So at that point, we just start emptying out all the trash bags full of clothes My car is stuffed with clothes right now. I had to throw away like jackets, like a lamp, mom's suitcase, like shoes, like I had to throw away so much stuff because that car is packed to the max right now with everything that we could fit. And Ashley's like on her feet, she has like a blender, a rice cooker, like her stuff. And I like literally have my PlayStation on my lap and a huge bag sitting on my lap. I'm like, okay, 13-hour drive, here we go. But before we can even go, like I couldn't turn in my Wi-Fi. I had to go to AutoZone to get some oil for my car.
Right.
It's like 9 o'clock. I'm at AutoZone.
Oh.
I'm like, stay here in the car. I'm gonna fill up my oil really fast. Then we have to go to Target to get Ashley some Dramamine, and I just want to go. And then I'm like, we haven't eaten today at all, so I'm like, I need to get you some food. And then I'm literally like on Hollywood Boulevard. My car's on Hollywood Boulevard. I'm walking into Popeyes, like trying to get some Popeyes. So it's crazy busy in there. I'm like, oh my, I just want to leave. It's like 10 o'clock. We finally leave. And I'm like, I don't know. I need to get her home. Like, I feel so bad. Like, she was doing so much work, like running around, like we were all sweating. It was just so crazy. I go as far as I can possibly. I started hallucinating. Like, I need to go to a rest stop right now.
Yeah.
Like, we're in Oregon, I feel a little bit safer, but like I went to a rest stop. I like slept for 30 minutes, so I wake up in 30 minutes and I do the rest of the drive. I'm like, I just need to get her home. Like, this was the worst. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Like, we thought we were gonna be so organized, like we were gonna label boxes and tape it all up. But it was just so crazy. Everything was so crazy and like on a time crunch, and I just felt so bad for her because, you know, she freaks out, like she doesn't, but she was so helpful and so good. Like, I felt so bad. And then she like took her nighttime stuff and was sleeping the whole way, thank God. I just like, I need to get her home.
Crazy weekend.
I'm literally traumatized. Okay, so this is what my car looks like. It is completely stuffed to the top. There was a shoe right by my head. Like, my sister had the rice cooker down there. Oh my God. I seriously can't believe we did this. So yeah, that is basically the nightmare of the story. And if you've watched it this far, comment below what your thoughts, like your reaction of how crazy that day was. Like, I just still can't believe we did it. I'm just gonna stay up here in Oregon for a little bit until I can save up again, and LA's still gonna be there for me, and I can't wait to be back in LA. Like, that really is my home, and it took me, I think, leaving there to realize that I truly do want to be back in LA. So just a few months, I'll be back. But for now, I'm gonna have some family time and here in rainy, cold Oregon. But we did it, and thanks for coming along this crazy week with me, and we'll just see where the future takes us.